Hi guys, it's Peppy Styling here. You're welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be making this beautiful shift dress with a cut together pocket. It's very beginner friendly. You don't need to have too much sewing experience to be able to sew this, okay? If this is what you're interested in, kindly keep on watching. And if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, kindly hit the subscribe button and let's get started. The first thing I did here is I folded the fabric into two, and then I'm going to be folding it again just like so, because I will be cutting the front and the back piece together. Okay, so this line I'm drawing here is going to be serving as the shoulder line. From the shoulder line, I'm going to measure shoulder to the bust point. I'm marking the shoulder to the bust point, shoulder to the waistline. I'm supposed to mark shoulder to hip line, but I skipped that part. I will still mark it much later. And then the full length of those dress, okay? So I'm just going to mark the same thing on this point as well, okay? So from the shoulder, I'm going to measure the shoulder measurement, which is half of the shoulder measurement, okay? So for the sleeve, is a cut together sleeve. You can decide to make yours longer, but I'm going to be using whatever I have remaining from that point. And on this point, the shoulder, half of the shoulder measurement point, I'll come down by 1 inch, okay? So for the neck, I'm going to be making it 3 inches by 2, because we're cutting the front and the back. So the neckline I'll be marking first is the back, which is 3 by 2 inches. And then I'm going to connect the shoulder slope, okay? From this point, I will come down by 10 inches, okay? And I will mark it. That will be the sleeve opening, okay? And from the bust point, I'm going to be marking quarter of the bust circumference. I added ½ inch for ease and then 1 inch for seam allowance. On the waistline, I also marked quarter of the waistline, added ½ inch for ease and 1 inch for seam allowance. And I'll mark the same thing also on the hip line, okay? So here I'm marking the shoulder to the hip line. I forgot to mark it from the beginning, okay? So I'm just marking quarter of the hip circumference, ½ inch for ease and then 1 inch for seam allowance, and then I'm going to connect. So whatever I have from the hip line, I'm going to mark the same thing all the way to the hemline. Okay, so from the sleeve opening, you're just going to curve it to the bust line, just like so. Okay, just give it a smooth curve on that part. So for the pocket, from that waistline, I came down by 2 inches. Okay, you can make it either 2 or 1.5. And then I marked 6 inches for the pocket opening. And I'm just going to mark this just like so. Okay, so I ran short of fabric at that point. I had to add this extra fabric to make up for the pocket, okay? So I'm just going to connect it just like so, and then I'm going to cut this out, okay? And this is it. So we're going to separate the back. So I'm just going to take out the back now to cut the neckline for the front, okay? So from the shoulder, I'm going to come down by 3 inches, okay? That will be the neck depth for the front. Then I'm just going to cut this out. Okay, so because this dress doesn't have any zipper, I'm going to cut this part open. So from the shoulder line, I will mark 9 inches, okay? It's totally up to you how deep you want this opening in front to be. I'm just going to cut this open just like so, okay? Okay, for the facing in front, we're going to be using this black fabric, okay? So I'm just going to put it on fold just like so, and then I'll get the front piece of this dress, place it just like so. Just make sure that the folded part matches with the main fabric, and then I'm going to cut along the neckline from the shoulder line, I'm going to measure 3 inches or 3.5. Okay, this is totally optional. You can decide to use your discretion how you want it to be. Then from the shoulder, how long you want this facing to be, it's up to you. Okay, for me, I'm just going to stop around that waistline. Okay, so for the shape of this facing, it's totally up to you. Okay, you can decide to give it any shape at all you want. Okay, me, I'm going to come over to this place, measure 3.5 as well, and then I will connect it back to this point with a straight line. Okay, so feel free to give it any shape or design that you want. Okay, for the slits that we'll have on the front neckline, we're also going to cut the same thing on this facing. Okay, so here I've added interfacing to this, and I also folded all the edges with 1/2 inch. Next, I'm going to place it just like so, right side of the facing the wrong side of the fabric, and then I'm going to go and stitch around the neckline. Okay, so this is what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, and I'm just going to notch all around the neckline, and then this slit here, going to cut very close to the thread. Okay, careful not to cut the thread out. So I'm just going to push out all these edges. Okay, and then turn it over to the right side. Then I'm going to go and give this a very good press. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to go and stitch this very close to the edge, okay, to keep it in place. And also the back, I've gone ahead to turn the neckline with a bias tape, and then I'm going to place this right side facing each other, and I'm going to go and join them along the shoulder with 1/2 inch. Okay, so here I've done that. So the next thing, I'm going to be attaching a plain black to the sleeve as well. So I'm going to open up the sleeve just like so, and then I'm going to measure whatever I have there. I'm going to use it to cut out the plain fabric that I'll be attaching to this part. Okay, so this is the piece. So you measure 2.5 on fold. Okay, and this is for the two of the sleeves. Then I'm going to just place it like so. I'm going to join it with 1/2 inch. And this is it when I'm done. Next is to go and close up the sides with the similar ones that we gave. Okay, so as you can see, the cut together pocket, you don't need to attach the pocket separately. Just going to go and stitch from the sleeve all the way to the pocket and then to the hemline. Okay, and then we're going to hem the down part of this dress. So this is it when I'm done. Our dress is ready, looking all nice and beautiful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're yet to subscribe, and to my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much. See you guys in my next video. Bye.